almost 4,000 they make by almost 4,000 they make and you know I saw for life, you know, and just straightforward like the way you see it. And I quite beautiful. I cover microphone, almost preach, and no jai juma, no bia soria. You see, you go preaching. It's not as easy as you think. It's not as easy as you think. If you want, you try it and see what will happen to you. But we are glad all of them are here. The singers and Pastor John came with fountain gators to come and greet us. Thank you very much. And I told them to come to the meeting. How many of them are here? The fountain gators. Are they around? Thank you very much. Amen. All right, you may be seated. Pastor John, thank you very much. Pastor John, very good man. I'm just praying that one day when I grow up, I'll be gentle like Pastor John. One day when I grow up, today I'm a small boy, that's why I'm not gentle like him. But when I grow up, I'll receive more of the fruit of the Spirit. And I'll be gentle like him. One of the greatest blessings I'm looking for is how to be gentle. How to be very calm, composed, well collected. Not this, hey, who is that? Ushers, hurry up. Are you a carpenter or an usher? You know, sometimes I go and shout, somebody will get angry. Instrumentalist or usher, somebody's offended. Why did he scream? If you know the thing chasing me before I'm screaming at, you see, something is chasing me too. I have to chase somebody. You understand? Many people don't understand what is happening, what happens in ministry. Today I want to preach to you a message that is very close to my heart, and I will start it tonight and continue tomorrow. The message is in a book. The book is called The Unclean Spirit with Purpose. The Unclean Spirit with Purpose. Yesterday we struggled here to get some of you to appreciate the value of wisdom. We struggled. By the time you are getting, you try to get people to buy a book, and even 28 people out of about 2,000 and something people, getting 28 people to buy a book is a struggle. It means they are struggling to appreciate the value of wisdom and information. Because you see, when you understand the value of wisdom and information, nobody will tell you to buy a book. In fact, I've never all my life been motivated to buy a book before. When I go to a meeting and I listen to Perry Stone and he finishes teaching, I go to the book stand. I don't buy one of his books. I collect everything. Give me everything this man has written. And they gather them and put them in carrier bags. I take my credit card, I pay, I walk out. I have never needed somebody to convince me to buy a book. You see Bill Hammond? There's no book of his I don't have. You see Peter Wagner? There's no book of his I don't have. And I tell prayer warriors, if you say you are a prayer warrior and you have not read Bill Hammond, you have not read Peter Wagner, and you say you are a prayer warrior, you are a pretender. Because you see, just like God used Peter, Paul, Moses to write the Bible, he uses people today to contextualize the Bible for you to understand it in your own context. For example, if the Bible says Abraham was rich in silver and gold and he had cattle, or let me go back to Job, the prosperity God describes Job that he had: cattle, sheep, and what? Oxen. If you are sitting in your house and I say I want to bless you, and you are in your house and I come, 500 oxen, 500 camels, 1,000 sheep, they are following me, and I'm coming to your house, me be shirao. You may run away because you think I'm coming to create a zoo. Now when you're in Shira, I've given you headache. Number one, you have to go and sell them. If you are not selling them, you need a place to go and feed them and rear them. I have given you trouble. But today, if I say I want to bless you, and I take out an envelope with a check, 300,000 Ghana cedis. The one said amen, receive it. Those of you who were quiet, may your money run away. But if I come and remove a check, 300,000 Ghana cedis, the amens have increased. Or if I come and I'm holding a beautiful envelope, $20,000, then you say, when a friend daddy, and your daddy now bahan and dream yes I did of the Borigatanga, you know. So when people write books, what God is doing is that He's using them to give you knowledge. And when they do the writing the hard way, me I do it the hard labor, in the sense that every one of those books I type them myself from page 1 to the end. I take my fingers, I type. I told you this dawn I slept at 4 a.m. By that time some of you were on your 4th dream. The first dream you dreamt a lizard was chasing a crocodile. The second one, a cockroach was chasing a vulture. The third one, a bicycle was chasing a caterpillar. And the final one, a little boy was chasing a man and they were running. Then the fifth one, you saw yourself chasing yourself and you woke up. So, but at that time, I'm still writing, and the writing is not something I can stop because the thing is inside me. I mean, it's part of me. It's an integral part of me. I write. I have told the Lord that, look, you can stop me from preaching. To be honest with you, I'm getting tired of preaching to crowd like this. That is why I'm relaxed like this tonight, because I don't even want to preach. You preach abre, and to preaching, let me jai. Microphone, I can stop, but the writing, that thing is in you. It wants to come out, and the blessing of it. Today I was there. Can I tell you what came to my mind? Can I tell you? I was there. I remember fire in Soweto. Sonny Okunso. I said, he's the one who sang fire in Soweto. How many of you know fire in Soweto? Young people. How many of you were born after 1980? Lift up your hand. If you were born after 1980, lift up your hand. Now, after 1980, that makes the person less than 39 years. 29. How many of you are below 29 years? 39. Pastor Bob, 39. How many of you are below 39 years? Lift up your hand. And that's why I don't respect, because you don't know what we've gone through. They sing fire in Soweto, burning on my people. I look at them are burning, my people are dying. You're an old timer. So I remember that song, and then I went on the YouTube and found it, and I was listening to the words, the lyrics. Then I saw the value of somebody singing a song and recording it. Sonny Okunso is dead and gone. He died a few years ago. But the song for freedom fighters is still alive. It is the same way one day all of us will be gone, and the only things that will be left will be this paper. And to him, say we are suffer na book pa wo se wo pesa wo tworo. Oh how right. Close your eyes and write. You may say, oh, but me, I can't write. I have nothing to write. If you have nothing to write, what is the one you are preaching? Write what you are preaching. And the Bible said, holy men of God were moved by the Spirit, and they wrote. I like to write. I like to write. And the thing about writing is that it makes you yourself sharper. And God gives you revelations, deep revelations. Deep revelations. Deep revelations. Today I want to be bringing you the revelation of the unclean spirit with purpose. I saw a demon in the Bible which had a lot of sense and a lot of wisdom. And Christians have to go to that demon and learn. King Solomon was a wise man because he learned from everything. Solomon learned from the sun. That is why he said, I observed everything under the sun. He learned from the wind. He learned a lot of lessons from rain. He learned a lot of lessons from rivers. When he says, cast thy bread upon the waters, you find it after many days. The wise man is learning from a river. That when you cast your bread upon the waters, after many days, you find it. The wise man learned from the ant. He said, consider the ant and be wise. Because they have no ruler, they have no guide, they have no overseer, but they prepare their food in the summer and they gather their meat in the harvest. Jesus Christ himself came about and he said, you guys ought to learn. Learn from animals. Be wise like a serpent. Learn from animals. Be harmless as a dove. And he added, learn even from ungodly people. Because there was an ungodly steward who was a shrewd man. He was owing his master. And when he saw he was going to be in trouble, he asked the people who were owing the master, how much do you owe? The man said 100. He said, write down 50. How much do you owe? 50. He said, write down 20. How much do you owe? He said 10. He said, write down 5. The Bible said he's making friends with the unrighteous mammon, and he's making friends with those that are outside, so that when he's driven out, he may have friends among them. And he said, learn from them, because the master commended the unjust steward. And he said, because the children of this world are in their own generation wiser than the children of light. What God is saying is this, ladies and gentlemen, that sometimes you must go out there, and even among the ungodly, you can learn wisdom. There is something you can learn. Listen, whether from witches or from wizards or from lodge members or cultists, when you look at them and the way they group themselves and the way they operate, you can learn. Look at the Muslims, you can learn. Yesterday I landed from the airport. I was trying to come out. I saw a Muslim standing at the airport openly. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu. I never saw one Christian praying in public. The Daniels are missing in our generation. Go to the Muslims, you learn. You see the platform the Muslims make, that small wall, and they gather and they are praying in it. Managing directors, CEOs, chief executives, CEOs, managing directors, millionaires, they pack their Benz and they go to that platform of prayer with a dwarf wall, and they don't care, everybody's looking at them, and they are wearing their zalabia with their moon cap on the head. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And then they go and they wash their hand and they clean themselves. You know what they are doing? They are teaching us not to be ashamed of Jesus, not to be ashamed of prayer, not to be ashamed of calling upon the name of the Lord. You see, go to them and learn. You see, stop using all your time preaching against people. Spend your time learning from them. Learn, study. Whenever you see your enemy, instead of criticizing your enemy, look at what your enemy is doing right and what you are doing wrong. So in the book of Luke, chapter 11, Luke chapter 11, from the verse number, let me get my Luke and pick it from here. Luke chapter 11, from the verse number 21. When a strong man armed keepeth his palace, his goods are in place. But when a stronger than he shall come upon him and overcome him, he taketh away from him all his armor wherein he trusteth, and divideth his spoils. He that is not with me is against me, and he that is not with me, he that gathereth not with me, scattereth. So Jesus is saying, anybody who is not with him is against him, and he that does not gather scattereth. Whenever you are doing some things in the church, or even you are a pastor and you are preaching, ask yourself, what I'm preaching, is it gathering or scattering? For example, if I stand here tonight and my aim is to attack another pastor or to attack another church, am I gathering or scattering? How many times do I see a fetish priest attack another fetish priest? How many times do I see one mosque rise up and attack another mosque? How many times do I see one Muslim carry another Muslim and take him to court and destroy him and do some things? How many times do I see witches fighting one another? How many times? How many times have I seen a Catholic priest blasting another Catholic priest? How many times have I seen a Presbyterian pastor colliding with another Presbyterian pastor? How many times have I seen a Methodist pastor fighting another Methodist pastor? But when you come among the charismatics, among the prophetics, among the apostolics, oh, you know what? Our trademark is attack one another, attack one another. But you know what Jesus said? He that is not with me is against me, and he that is not gathering is scattering. So I want to make sure that everything I do is gathering for the kingdom and not scattering away from the kingdom. I want to gather, I don't want to scatter. For example, I don't know, as for Sekendi Takrade and Western region, I think you people don't have witches and wizards and fetish priests here. But when you come to Bogatanga, I have a lot of them. I have never named any of them to preach against them. Why would I then attack another person who says I'm a pastor? So don't you have problem with people? I can have problem with people, but I think God has a bigger problem with me myself. One day I met a group of pastors, and I said, have you ever done anything to offend God or to annoy God? Lift up your hand. Nobody lifted up the hand. I said, hey, that is because you don't know him. Share onyankopon. Na se me din o. Na se me din. Enti wono se we tiku krana you may not know. Look at Uzzah. God's ark. They are carrying it. The ark is falling. The oxen have stumbled and the ark is going to fall down. And the papa say, "Mamimboa arki kakra." He touched the thing. No, that's the word you use. Panya, the man is dead. Abba. Now, the one helping and the one who didn't hold, who should have been killed? God killed the one who was helping. You are sitting there saying you have never offended God. That is because, you know, in your case, he doesn't care about you. You know, he thinks you are so much of a rebel. You are Kubolo. And he has told all the angels that you are so bad that whatever you do, they shouldn't even mind you. Otherwise, like Ananias and Sapphira, you would have died by now. Ananias and Sapphira sold the land, came gave back part of the price and brought some. He killed them. How many times haven't you given money which is not a tithe and you said it's tithe? Are you sure every month you really do 10%? Because even on the gifts you receive, you are supposed to do 10%. And Tiobicha will share ta. I was say, oh, value share no. No way you move 10%. Obicha will plate of food. I was say, uchemu 10. How many of you have chopped tithe before? Oh, why are you a tithe? Hey, all of us are sitting here because of the grace and the mercy of God. And that is why when it comes to another person, you must show mercy. Listen, whenever you are judging somebody, you have to be very careful. You have to ask yourself, the judgment with which you are judging the person, if God decides to judge you by the same standard, will you be standing?